Moving on, we talk about inventory turns, and this is the best way to measure whether or not you have too much inventory. And typically we all talk about turns, and oftentimes this gets a little confusing. I have often heard people talk about taking sales divided by inventory equals turns. And as you can see by this slide, it's not sales, it's cost of sales. What you pay for the product divided by ending inventory. And you do this by category. As you can see by this slide, we have cost of sales tires divided by ending inventory tires equals inventory turns. If you happen to have a big inventory in parts, then you would take cost of sales parts divided by ending inventory parts. And that way you could see how quickly you're turning over your parts inventory as well. But generally, most of us have far greater dollars invested in tires than we do parts. So we typically focus on inventory turns on tires. So to repeat, cost of sales, and one point we need to make, it needs to be annualized. So if you want to do an inventory turns, many people do it once a year in December, where you have all 12 months cost of sales divided by the ending inventory. If you decided to do this in January, then you would take January times 12. That would equal your annual cost of sales divided by ending inventory. If you happen to want to look at it each quarter, then at the end of March, you would take cost of sales times 4. At the end of June, times 2, and so on. So it's always cost of sales annualized divided by ending inventory, and that gives you inventory turns. Now the goal should be anywhere between 4 to 7 times, no less than 4 and up to 7 times. 4 times means that you probably get deliveries maybe twice a week from your suppliers. And now more and more suppliers are offering everyday deliveries. So if you can get your inventory boosted every day from your supplier, then I would tell you, I would expect people to have 7 turns. So the range is going to be anywhere between 4 to 7 turns, but no less than 4. If you have less than 4 turns, then you probably have too much inventory, and you should consider sending some of the slow turning inventory units back. These are the most critical turns ratios, if you will, that bankers look at, and ones that we should be familiar with and try to keep our inventory, our ratios up to speed. And you'll know by going over these important ratios how healthy your company is.